This is a return for me. Chops, this is the why we play Warcraft 3, right? Getting that good stuff. Pretty cool level 3 hacks.
Very end.
Yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? You know what, buddy?
I want to submit that yeah.
Oh, okay, really? Okay. Well, okay,
Dada
little
lose
guy.
this one.
Yes, here, we're almost finished this
Dada
game.
lose this one.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Nick Oldhead video. It has been a while, but I look forward to this one. Because, you know, we're going to talk about Orc versus Undead. This is a return for me. I've been very busy with real life, as one is. And Warcraft 3, as fun as it would be if it were real life, is indeed a fantasy. So when I do have time to dive back into this world, it's like, ooh, my focus is once again in the world of orcs and humans and undead and this godforsaken RTS I've been playing for so long. But also watching. That's the thing, is when I take a break from playing, I never take a break from watching. I've still been watching so much competitive Warcraft 3. You know, Lynn's been doing some amazing things. I've been loving the backpack that you've been seeing. A lot of orcs used. But that's the thing, is guys, everyone knows orcs in a weird place right now, or at least most people seem to think orc is in a weird place. Me, however, I like orc being in a weird place because it means you can try new things and it's okay, right? It means, yeah, the standard stuff isn't really working. And so let's try some new stuff. So that's what you see here. My opponent is going Death Knight. Let's just go on the normal view here so we can get a balanced game. So what you see here is Shadowhunter. Shaka Khan, or Shaka Zahn, as I should say. And the Shadowhunter here has a really cool creeping trick I like to do. It's not really a trick, but you know, look. I think you can get a nice little creep situation here with both of the wards and the Shadowhunter, right? Because like you can tank this pretty well, and all of a sudden before you know it, I think you're creeping quite fast. You know, my opponent here is doing the Death Knight creeping situation, but we are now at this point let the Grunt start to tank some, let the regen of the Shadowhunter take play. But look, this is why it gets even cooler, because look at all these wards. What do? Well, you guessed it. We're pulling this next. So with a pull, we essentially get to speed creep both of these. And look, my opponent is just now finishing this. You know, if I was the Blade Master, I'd probably have to be doing this stuff, but no. Instead, I just get this interesting creep situation here where I think I can creep pretty fast. Yeah, there you go. And just use some of these wards. There you go, good. Get some value there. This is always value when these things run away. Nice hit by there for the ward. See, the creep doesn't really like to hit wards at all, so at this point my Voodoo Lounge is back and I have tech, so I haven't really been focused on the macro much because I wanted to show off that creeping, and now look, we're level 2. So, you know, it is kind of cool. You get the creep advantage over undead. Now, in this situation, I didn't know my opponent was undead. Here's kind of the funny thing about this game, guys. This is you know, it's a welcome back game. I haven't been playing a lot. I've been watching a lot. So you get rusty. I think, to be honest, when I'm rusty, it's when I like to experiment with new builds the most, because then I can at least, you know, have a little out if I lose, right? But look at my scouting this game. We're going to focus my scouting because I don't think I scout this expansion once this entire game. And yet, this Shadowhunter first, I think, works out pretty good versus Undead. So I was just doing this versus random because, you know, I plan on getting, well, I won't spoil it for those who just don't click thumbnails, I suppose. By the way, that Grunt stranded, how did that happen? Oh my god. Nice to know that you can hide a little unit there, but it's kind of, the only time you do it is if maybe you wanted to surround the unit with a Blade Master, so you'd put it there, they try to finish it, and then your Blade Master can go there, but alright, so look what I'm trying to do here. I was just trying to kind of scout where my opponent is. This was some wasted time. I do remember in this situation, I really didn't know what my opponent was. I had just figured out he was undead now. So it's kind of my way to deal with random. I just go for a really greedy build. So Shadowhunter first kind of forces them to do something. Now you do get a Headhunter there if you're the undead. Oh well, I think I got a Ghoul or something. But these two grunts finally come back, right? I should have had one more grunt here that whole time. So kind of unfortunate. That Headhunter probably shouldn't have even died. And I do have Healing Wave. But so this is interesting. Now, in my eyes, I'm thinking, okay, I crept pretty fast. Wouldn't it be so smart? Wouldn't it be so smart if I scouted that? No, look at that. Must have been some hesitation. Something about me said no. No reason to go there. In fact, let's examine. Why did? And look, my opponent is like, oh, okay, you know, I'm sure they expected to defend, but no. I guess I just decide that I don't really want to deal with that. I want to go back to creeping, and yeah, this is my game plan here. I'm trying to creep. Now my opponent is also trying to creep, and you know, we see Death Knight doing what he does best, saving the units, and I'm taking it a little slower. I think this is where my opponent Kiv here, I've actually played this opponent before, I remember that. This is where my opponent Kiv gets a little bit of an advantage, right? You know, you definitely crept faster than me there. I didn't attack your expansion, and here I am now getting the Pit Lord and trying to creep this. So it is nice that I'm getting double experience, and I'm also tier 2, so I do get the experience bonus of that. I have a mixed army here with the Berserker Strength Grunts and then the Headhunters. Oh, I need a drink of water real quick. Let's get a pause. Ooh, the old head needed a drink. Alright, where was I? Water has been obtained. Okay, so where do we start? We now have a level 3 Shadowhunter. Opponent has a level 3 Death Knight, and I have not scouted this expansion one bit, right? So it's a unfortunate series of events, but in this position, we're just happy to be creeping up a Pit Lord, right? We have the Runed Abrasers, which is really good on the Shadowhunter. And, you know, we're feeling great. We're feeling like we want to attack, especially because we have level 2 Serpent Wards, and this is kind of the... Oh, I wish I would have gotten this around there, but unfortunately, don't get it. So Grunts in front, the Pit Lord going, and this is, you know, it's decent enough for me as long as the Pit Lord is swinging, right? Yeah, as long as the Pit Lord is swinging, I'm fine. So just trying to really move my units. He does get the surround there, and unfortunately the Pit Lord was not hitting the ghouls. Pit Lord was hitting the ghouls the whole time. But this is eventually going to get really nice for me. There you go, nice. So the ghouls are just falling. Shouldn't have even howled there. Just one more slash should have gotten kills. But we saw kind of why I like this Pit Lord style versus undead, because ghouls are really the problem, right? Ghouls are so tough. And this is when I'm thinking my opponent doesn't have an expansion, and I really need to cement myself in here. So, you know, here we are. This game is kind of defined by my stubbornness. I feel as if I have a pretty strong advantage here because of the Pit Lord. Just howl there. My opponent really is doing very little damage, but he's also, you know, on Blight and all this stuff. So we're getting cool kills, but he does kill a Grunt. Now these buildings are working overtime for my opponent. I don't manage to get the surround there, so do I just leave? Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to, so just this tank with the Pit Lord. Bad use of Howl there. Notice only one Fiend got Howled of Terror, so didn't quite get the damage negation, but every swing's good, you know. I got a little +4 damage there, and at this point I don't know about this expansion, so imagine my glee. I'm thinking, okay, that's pretty good. Get a little attack in, and my opponent is rightfully chasing me, but this is where I think I accidentally come out ahead because of my build. So I have been going for Witch Doctors versus Undead because I feel as if part of why I lose against Undead is because I don't have enough healing. So when you go Shadowhunter, you already are going to get level 2 heal wave eventually. Which, by the way, I've just honestly thought maybe you just try to rush for level 3 heal wave versus Undead. But my opponent is trying to make use of that expansion with, I guess, just, you know, the fast tech to tier 3 as fast as you can go with the expansion, and then just mass Crypt Fiends. Now, I think attacking is the odd decision here. I think you would just creep. I think you would just need to creep up your Lich. Because attacking me, I do manage to really quickly get the Lionheart on. And I get the repair here because I don't want to lose out on Master Training. Yeah, the peons can go back there. Do I get... unfortunately, I don't get the heal wave off on the Witch Doctor, so really nice by my opponent. But this is kind of still okay, right? Like, I'm just trying to get into position. I'm here in a position. The heal wave is heal waving. That's probably heal wave level 2. Yeah, it is heal wave 2. So I'm okay here. I'm feeling great. my Shadow Hunter's getting salved, and it's nice. The Rune Bracers really makes it so he can't target my heroes very well. So should have just moved one back. I'm glad I corrected that. We really quickly put down the healing wave. I mean the healing totem here. So this is just great, right? Every time my Pit Lord gets a swing, it's super value, and my opponent rightfully just has to go. Am I able to get some kills? Nice Crypt Fiend shots, gets the revenge kill on the Witch Doctor. But you know, at this point, my opponent is winning due to the expansion. But Pit Lord and Shadow Hunter, those are a dynamic hero combination. So let's see how things go. My opponent's obviously going for the big scary undead stuff, and I go for that fun orc expansion, the Tiny Great Hall. Now that I'm tier 3, I have an expansion. So even if I haven't scouted at all this game, look, still haven't scouted at all this game, I at least managed to like survive. My gambit worked out. Don't even worry about scouting, don't worry about any of that. If I have a really strong like mid tempo situation, then you know the undead opponent cannot really beat me. So that seemed to work out. Now it's funny how I have boots of Quel'Thalas and Orb of Lightning. It's always been a pet favorite of mine to try to add a bunch of damage to the Shadow Hunter, just because you know the agility baseline. It's always so fun, but really nice here to have such a strong Pit Lord. Why don't I just creep the Mercamp there? Interesting, right? Sometimes I'm not a very potent creeper. I seem to prefer to attack my opponent more, but it's often to my detriment. Watching this game back, it's like just a free camp. Could have easily killed and just would have hit this probably level 5, level 4 much sooner. But alright, now my opponent does have a kind of scary army if you consider all the damage that Crypt Fiend can do to my Witch Doctors quickly. But fortunately, my opponent's positioning here is not that good. You get... Come on, how do I not get that surround? It's embarrassing to have to publish that miss surround, but it's okay. The Pit Lord is going to make up for it with chops. Chops. This is the why we play Warcraft 3, right? Getting that good stuff. This is just perfect. This is also why I love the Pit Lord in these sort of huge team fights, right? Like it kind of puts the onus on the undead to micro their units, which are my MMR. They're too busy trying to kill your own hero. So, things turn out in my favor, though. I kind of had the same grouping in my Pit Lord Headhunters. You see I'm trying to go for the statues here, which is, like, decent, but now my Headhunters are just getting destroyed by the A-bomb. So, you know, this fight has quickly kind of spiraled, I think due to just my too much movement. I probably should have stayed in this corner with the Pit Lord front-facing, but I eventually do retreat. Now, I'm feeling great, because now I have Torrents coming, and I should be upgrading on my War Mill, because I don't have any food. But my expansion here is really allowing me to come back. I decided to build a Bestiary, which is important. It would be nice to get some upgrades. And these two peons need to go back in gold, because I just wanted to build some towers. But undead opponents always be a creeping. It's always tough to out-creep an undead opponent. And the Pit Lord wants to creep, so here we are.
We're under attack.
Would be so nice to upgrade. Yes, good. We do upgrade the War Mill, right. It's good, especially once we get the Torrents. They do take reduced damage from piercing now, thanks to the patch of heavy armor. So I like the armor upgrade even more lately as Orc. Look, 2 ships in the night. I'm just creeping this small creep, but I get creep jacked. Oh no, creep jacked. Kind of unfortunate timing. Correctfully go straight for my Witch Doctors, and I get the healing wave off. Nice. This is a lot better improvement over last time. I put the healing ward down quickly, and I get the wave down, and I get a huge howl of terror and the stasis ward. So all of a sudden, this is like, this creep jack turns out disastrous for him. I'm now creeping him and the creeps, right? So he gets the coil on the A-bomb, but these two fiends are definitely going down. Nice. You can see how good the Orb of Lightning is. My opponent's a little too much movement, not enough attacking here. Unfortunately, this A-bomb was trying to attack. You kind of need to just attack, move with the big melee units at a certain point. Same thing with this Tauren. Tauren could already be attacking there. See, but look, the Shadow Hunter eventually going to get a purge. and that purge is useful because once you hear it as an orc player, you like know, oh, okay, like I can attack something, I can focus fire something. You see, this is just so good for the Pit Lord, right? Like the smaller the fight gets here, it's like, look at my cleave, powerful. It's just insane. You really can't be that close to level 2 cleave. And there we go. So look, I'm still not creeping. So the all of a sudden my hero levels have just gotten way high. That is a clause of attack that I think just goes by the wayside because I'm trying to hunt down the statue. Orb proc would be huge here. And I am out of lumber. Orb proc. Orb proc, please. Now this is interesting because yeah, you should just still fight here, I think. I have 2 Periops and the Ruined Bracers, which is hilarious. I'm just tanking here. Ideal target. I don't mind. I have so much health, and look at the Pit Lord just owning it. So that's definitely something I bought. I always like to buy tons of Periops on your Shadow Hunter because I feel like no one ever sees it coming, and you could somehow have situations like that. But the Shadow Hunter is a lot stronger than you'd think. He's essentially full health. Nice. Purge. Every purge should be a kill. Now this feels great. And it feels so great, I still haven't even scouted my opponent, so I'm thinking I'm not leaving. In my old head brain, I'm like, I'm not leaving. We're going to have to just fight this. Because, like, how can I let my opponent off the hook here? Look at cleave. So, wow. I still don't have any wood, by the way. The shredder, though, is going to be working overtime. Thankfully, in the middle of this, I guess I had my macro senses to get a shredder. That's going to be really helpful for my wood. You see, oh, look, the Pit Lord get level 5. And the Healing Ward, really helpful. Shadow Hunter is just like, yeah, it seems impossible for my opponent, right? Especially with the Death Knight dead. So at this point, you know, anyone who's played Warcraft 3 is thinking GG. You've lost all your ghouls to one fell swipe. Everything's falling. And this Healing Ward is just so oppressive. The Pit Lord is strong. Devotion Aura. Look how much armor these Taurens have. 8.5 armor. So pretty good there. That's a lot of reduction. Shadow Hunter, lots of armor. Pit Lord, not so much. Just Ring of Protection. Helping a lot with getting corrupted. That's why. Dude, the corruption's so good, but you need the armor to help. Now, I do have a peon there, just getting the Voodoo Lounge, very helpful, but you see how hard it is to defeat an undead opponent? You see all these towers, and you have the undead, it's like, this is literally, it's tilting me all over again. Whenever you fight the undead, I have to be more patient than I like to be, and just focus on killing units. There you go, right? Focus on killing units, 43 XP, 30 XP, there you go. This is good, right? Like, focus on farming. The overwhelming healing seems to be serving me well. And I'm just near my Voodoo Lounge. So my Shredder is taking care of the lumber situation. I have Big Bad Voodoo just got. So, like, come on, guys. At this point, I'm thinking game over. Hit him with the BBV, the Big Bad Voodoo. You know what you do. Try to put him in a hustle, but it was the Voodoo. Shaka Zahn. But this is such a weird ultimate. Like, all it does is make my Shadow Hunter vulnerable, and it makes, like, movement really weird. Because, yeah, look, now all of my opponents is, like, super effective on the focus fire. Like, now this Tauren is going to get obliterated because everything is invulnerable. It's always a weird product of this ultimate. And, you know, what did I really do? Just kind of hit some buildings. So it was one of those things where if this was W3 Champions, opponent leaves when I hit the Big Bad Voodoo. But, no, it's Battle.net, and guys, look, my opponent has a second expansion, so I haven't scouted any of this expansion. I'm literally just relying on the sustainability of a Shadow Hunter and the Witch Doctors, and you know, I'm just casting all of my spells. You're going to get stunned here. He sees it coming, so he gets the TP. He scrolls up-down portals away, but he does it in such a weird position where he's like, okay, not safe. Maybe there would have been better, but he is able to get the jump on the weak units. I mean, that's what he sees. He's going for that. Look how much HP regen the Death Knight gets. It's so dangerous for him. Why isn't he dead yet? He gets ensnared. Yes, so I see this. Trying to kill it. No, you get the potion. This is brutal. I'm like, when will it end? Well, that's the thing. It's undead. It will never end. But, you know, I think Doom... Oh, Doom is so helpful here. Doom is definitely going to help out, and I feel this. I'm like, just, yep, Pit Lord, Voodoo Lounge. Isn't it crazy that my undead opponent's still fighting? But you know what? Like, God bless him. You know, yeah, this is undead at its finest. And you have the TPs, and my undead opponent must be like, okay, I have 2 expansions. If I just hold out. Now, let's do some cave vision. Oh my god, you have so much money. Okay, so clearly what you need to do is like build this acolyte, and you just need to build units. You just need to build, oh yeah, the Doom Guard. The Doom Guard. So the Doom Guard gets the stomp, gets the Rain of Fire. We have another TP. So I mean, that's one way to use your gold. You have all this gold and resources, but you're not going to be able to get the win unless you make units. The Doom Guard is such a dope addition to the Orcish army, and I'm getting happied over here. What? Am I getting happied? A little bit, right? Because you have a tome of relics behind here, and it's interesting how my opponent has like kind of every chance to win here. If you were a little bit faster on the, yeah, faster on here. Oh, you get the purge. Are you able to get the shop item? No, you're not. So really unfortunate there. My opponent just kind of overwhelmed there. Get another scroll down portal. Oh my god, and TP again. So at this point, I know deep in my soul, wait a minute, how has this happened? I am now, you know, you must have guessed how I got here, right? Like, I'm now in the undead opponent's base fighting their towers from behind, but it's about time. These towers have been, I mean, how much damage has this Black Citadel done in the course of this game? Jeez. But we just have level 6 heroes, and the siege continues, and when I see the Death Knight coming from here, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh no, and I'm losing a Tauren, and I'm thinking, like, the inevitable's happening. Now, the Pit Lord needs to just stay and fight. The Pit Lord's unkillable, so, like, the Pit Lord needs to just stay and start hitting. I need to get rid of all of my units and just fight with my heroes. Now, I decide to just be, no. And you want to know why this game is so good? I mean, I am going to be making more content lately, and I'm glad this game was played, because, you know, we have a nice, robust economy. We scout here, we don't see anything, and we got 2 expansions. We got Headhunters coming, Raiders coming, the Shredder's doing its thing, Taurens, and we finally scout the expansion. Look at this. It's 300. Oh my god, it's farmed to 290 gold, and now I'm fighting it. Look at my strategic mind here, guys. This is the most value expansion you've ever seen in your life. Mind to completion, and now I scout it. So we get the surround there and the cripple, but unfortunately I lose my witch doctor before I get a healing ward down. Trying to get some blockage here, because the Death Knight really is the only way that it's, you know, the thing that I want to target here. So the Death Knight, he has the TP, so I suppose they think they're just farming, but look at the damage output every time the Pit Lord swings. Wow. Level 3. And I gotta finish this. It's literally laughable to waste my time to even do this. This is like an effective gold mine that is giving my opponent time. So my opponent is now mining from one haunted gold mine, but starting to go for another. And I think we see the unit choice by my opponent. We're really starting to criticize it. Like, I suppose Frostworms wouldn't have been the thing because I have Serpent Wards, right? Like, that's kind of also why I like Shadowhunter, because Griffins and Frostworms are actually, like, really hard for Orc lately. Like, every Orc player playing this patch knows how annoying it is to be winning against human, but because you haven't beaten them in a certain amount of time, like actually destroyed all their buildings in a certain time, and they managed to get tier 3, you will face Griffins, and now, like, it's very, like, hard. So this is my favorite part of the game, because I get the Tome of Retraining. Tome of Retraining, and we get a very, very cool level 3 hex.
It's a very, very end.
Yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? You know what, buddy?
I want to summon that yeah.
Oh, okay, really? Okay. Well, here, how about this?
That I use this one.
Yeah, okay,
That I
little
use
guy.
this one.
Yes, here, we're almost finished this
That
game.
I use this one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, watch this. So, little old head here. Watch how this fight goes. Son, I'm going to teach you the importance of crowd control. So you see, this whole game, I had a Serpent Wards, right? So my opponent, my child, may think that they are safe They may think that their Death Knight is free to use the Staff of Silence and hold on
Dad, I
to the
use
Scroll
this
of
one.
Town Portal. Yes,
Dad,
but,
I use
well, what Dad is doing right now is watching the Pit Lord not only doom an abomination, but do so much damage with Cleave. And not only is that Cleave doing amazing work, but as you see here, the Hex has just been really, really annoying, right? Like, I would like to think that it's easier for me to get kills in micros, because I'm just hexing
Dad,
Death
I
Knight
use this
every
one.
chance.
Dad, I use this.
Yep, he's hexed again. Oh, look, and now Nikki. Yes, do you want to use the mouse for a bit? This is my son ignoring that the last fight. But here you go. Okay, here you go.
Dad, I use this one.
Yeah, well, look at the
Dad, I
screen. Yeah, look at the screen. Well, here it
Dad,
comes.
I use camera.
Well, we're both using the camera now. So, I have literally fought tooth and nail against this undead opponent. And now, you know, the writing's
I want
on
to
the wall.
watch DB.
You want to watch DB?
Yeah.
DB. You want to see this Baron Heranold turn
DB.
into a little hermit crab?
DB.
DB. Oh, DB. Oh, my, he's seeing the volume. Yeah, DB. Well, this game's pretty much over. Thanks you guys for watching.
Dad, I use this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look. Whoa.
Dad, I use this one.
You want me to use the keyboard, buddy? Well, right now I'm just watching my past self beat a very stubborn opponent. But GG's, Kiv. I would have stayed too. I didn't scout once. But hey, the power of the Pit Lord and the power of the Shadow Hunter prevailed. So, my son, do you want to say
This one.
anything?
I want this one.
You want this one? Okay. Well, hey, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching the video, and Nick out. Bye. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.